I'm standing on like a little rock bit now. It's really pretty. I think I've done this before, but not when it was wet, so this could be interesting. I nearly fell in the water then. That was quite scary. There's like rocks flowing with stream, and some of them, the rocks have got water on them. But it's so pretty up here, look. I'm about to walk up that bit there. It's also quite peaceful, and it's just, you don't usually get a lot of people around, so it's quite nice to just talk to the camera, and that's why quite a few of my update vlogs have been done here, I think. Yeah, Christmas was absolute mayhem. Retail wise, obviously we work about 5 days, just because Christmas has been so busy, so we need the staff. We're supervisor now, so when my other colleagues is not doing the closing shift, I am doing it. We're just kind of sharing it between us, which is all fair enough. I love my job. It just got really busy around that time, so I haven't been able to put up videos like I'd like to. And also I live with one of my family, and I share a room with my sister, and I never know when I'm going to get the free time to just sit in my room and film. So which is why a lot of my vlogs tend to just be outside now. But that will change one day. Hopefully I'll have my own little place at some point in the future soon, and I'll be able to do it. Otherwise I'll just keep uploading like this, because it's quite nice. It's nice and sunny and bright, even though it's absolutely freezing. But yeah, the goals for 2017 that I have. My first one is to get my eyes sorted out. I need some new glasses. So I'm going to go and get my prescription sorted next week, and then I'll find some new ones online, so they're a little bit cheaper, because I spent like nearly £100 on my first pair. I got 2 pairs, one buy one get one free sort of thing, but it's like £100 for them, I think. So hopefully that will be a lot easier if I find some online and order them. Then I want to get my driving lessons sorted out. I've had driving lessons before, but it was a few years ago, and with all the things that I want to be able to do, it would just be beneficial to have my own car and be able to drive myself around, as scary as that thought is, because when I first had driving lessons like a few years ago, I found it quite scary, the junctions and things. I'm a bit of a nervous person with a lot of things as it is anyway. I don't know why, I always have been. But I'm going to do it again at some point. It's just making myself do it. There's also, I want to get myself a tattoo. On Christmas Day, it was Christmas Day, when I was on my own, I was sitting down for a few hours, ages, most of the time that I wasn't with my family. I'm just thinking about things that I really want to do with the next year that's coming, because I've done quite a few things, big things this year that I've wanted to do for quite a while. I mean, I graduated uni, I got promoted and transferred to my new shop, which I'd always hoped for that would happen eventually with my shop, because I worked at the works for nearly about 2.5 years now, and I loved it all, and I've always hoped for a kind of supervisor position. So I've enjoyed that. I'm getting used to everything a bit more now. I've still got quite a lot of training to do, I think, but I'll get there eventually, and I've been told I'm doing okay, so I suppose a good start. Yeah, so it's made me realise that there's a lot of things that you can do if you kind of work at it. Another of the big things, one of the big things I've done this year, or achieved this year, is I've finally finished my book, my novel. I've said that quite a few times, but that's because I finished other drafts in the past, and this one that I completed this year was my final draft of that book, which felt absolutely amazing, like incredible. I could not be prouder of myself for that, and also for the fact that I was submitting again, and I managed to get myself a couple of full requests. One from an editor I sent to about a year ago now, who sent me a rejection but said if I improved it in any certain way she'd happily have another look. I did that. I sent it back about pretty much nearly a year later, and she gave me a full request pretty much on my first night as a supervisor. When I was doing my first close at work, I was sitting on the bus on the way home, and I checked my emails as I often do, and I had a nice little email saying I'd love to take a look, can you send me some more, or the rest of the novel. That felt amazing, I'm not going to lie. So I sent it to her, and it's been very nearly 3 months since I sent that last email, so I'm waiting for that. But I also got one from an agency in America, which was quite strange. I took part in a kind of it was like a Twitter event where you can pitch your novel to people, and I got one from the I found out later on that it was the agent who was from the agency that had helped to publish Divergent and The Red Queen and books like that, which was just made my brain just like melt. On top of the fact that this agent had also liked my tweet and asked, which therefore meant that I had to send to her, because that was the rules of the Twitter event. This is mind-blowing. She had the same birthday as me. She lives in America, I live in the UK, in Milton Keynes, and she had the same freaking birthday as me. And I tweeted that to her and commented on one of her posts about it, and what she put back was meant to be, smiley face. So that was strange. Like, I get a lot of strange coincidences like that. That second full request I got was on the day that we'd gone to see my sister in Southampton for uni, while she was at university. She'd been quite ill, bless her, and had to end up staying the night in the hospital because she had a really bad infection. So that day was quite worrying, quite a long day. I was sitting there refreshing my emails like 10 times in the same sort of space while I sat in the A&E waiting room. And then when I got home, my phone died on the way home, that was it. And when I got home, I found another full request saying, this looks fabulous, can you send me some more? Or the rest of the book. Which was amazing because it was from the assistant of this agent that had liked my tweet and that I'd sent it to her. So it was quite strange that it was an American agency as well, but definitely glad I took part in that. So yeah, it's been about 3 months since I got them, but I'm still waiting on the responses, but I know this took a long time, so I'm trying to be patient. It's exciting and a little bit nerve-wracking at the same time, as always. But all of those things, that was kind of the long stories of those. All of those things have made me realise that if you set your heart on things, because I worked my butt off when I was rewriting that book and revising it all this year, and once I'd finished university I worked for months on it. Months and months without, almost a year, well, it's been about 3 years since I first started the book, so technically it's taken me 3 years or so to finish it, and I'm walking through a really crunchy bit of grass right now, so but yeah, it's been an amazing achievement, and that's why I'm on a hype for next year, because it's kind of made me a little bit addicted to doing these big things and achieving all these things I want to achieve. So all this week I've been kind of getting myself ready, preparing myself for all of these massive things that I want to do. Getting my glasses isn't really a massive thing, but it will help me with the next thing, which is learning to drive. And eventually then I sort myself out, I get some driving lessons sorted, since I have the savings that for money that I saved up during uni. And yeah, I'm going to try and get myself to drive lessons. Eventually, once I pass, I'll get myself a car. I'm quite jealous because my sister very recently got her own new car, and it's really pretty, and she's using it all the time now she's back from university for the holidays. She's going to take it back to Southampton. It's making me a little bit jealous, I'm not going to lie, but she knows that. It's really pretty. It's a really nice little red Peugeot one. Just seeing if there's any dog walkers. But yeah, I have so many things that I want to do for the next year. My next one is probably querying again, because I've been waiting I had a lot of rejections from the agents I sent to, and I found 6 new agents on Christmas Day while I was sitting there for ages planning all these things I wanted to do. I plotted out a lot of my sequel, which I'm still writing, which is going quite well. I have a lot of ideas for it. The writing's not the best I've ever done, but I can improve that when I go to do my draft. That's the best thing about writing, I think. It doesn't have to be amazing the first time. What else? So I started submitting this morning. I submitted to 2 of the agents that I found this morning to try and have some kind of productivity on my day off. And I'm excited. I put a little joke in one of them, and the other one was quite personal because she was kind of an agent that I submitted to a while back, but she was out of office at the time, and then I didn't hear anything back, and it wasn't the right book for it, so it's fair enough. And I made a lot of changes since then. I've edited the novel a lot since I submitted to her. I have a few more that they all look really, really good this time, and I've read back through a really good query letter that I found online by a quite famous author, and that was really good, and that inspired me to change my query letters and how I write them and try and make them more personal and things. So I'm just going to see how they go. Really excited, really nervous as always, but if anything happens, it'll happen. Also, another big part of this video that I wanted to talk about, which I have been wanting to talk about for quite a while, was my sexuality. It's a big thing because, also again, another thing I say I kind of achieved this year was I came out to my family and my friends, and I'd come out to quite a few of my friends before. I am bisexual, and I have always known it. I've known it for probably most of my life unconsciously, but I'd say that I started to acknowledge it more when I was about 16 years old. I'd never talked about it in a video because I'd always kind of kept it to the side. I've never had a girlfriend until this year, which I'll talk about in a moment. And I met this lovely girl on a kind of dating website thing for girls. She's bisexual as well. We were together for a couple of weeks, and a lot of stuff happened, so we're not together at the moment. But if things happen, that would be freaking amazing, because I was really happy with her, and she knows it. She knows everything that I've sort of felt, and all of the important things. But yeah, it was really nice. Like, I was really scared to actually tell my mum, because my mum was the only person I technically told. My sister already knew from like years ago, because I told her a few years ago. But yeah, I was really scared because my mum is obviously, I've always been quite close to my mum, and you hear so many horror stories and things about people, your parents not being supportive and pushing you aside or ignoring it or whatever. So I just made myself say it one time when she was just sitting there stroking the dog, playing the dog. I made myself say it. I just basically said, "Mum, I have something to tell you," and I said it, and my mum was amazing about it. So I just had to move because I ran out of space on my phone. her to delete some things. But she was amazing about it. She basically just said, I don't have any problems with it, like I'm happy sort of as long as you're happy, and that felt amazing. It felt like a weight off my chest. A lot of my friends, I've been telling a lot of my friends from work just beforehand, and because they mean a lot to me because I'm really close to all of them, and I don't know, I was just becoming a lot more open about it in myself, especially when we were together, and I really enjoyed being with her, and I still do. I still miss her. We had a talk about it the other night, just over hot chocolate in Costa. She came down to see me. She's moving, so she's stressed out and in a bit of a bad place, but yeah, I can understand where she's coming from, and I understand it all a lot more than I did when it first happened now, so I'm kind of glad we all had that chat and we sorted it out. My mum knows, just, yeah, if it happens, it happens, but I really, really hope it does, because I really, really enjoyed being with her. I was a little bit nervous to put this up, but there's so many supportive people and so many people that I've realised just by telling people that it's not necessarily a bad thing anymore. Like, I guess the world is changing as it is, so everyone's a lot more open about things like this. And they're just more accepting. Like, I had a lot of kind of reassurance from my close friends from work. They were the ones that I talked to about it a lot at the time. They'd hear about it all the time and they know it, so thank you guys for being there and helping me while I was sort of going through all that sort of. But that was like right at the end of this year, so or close to this month, I think, around, yeah, earlier on this month. So we will see how it goes, and what happens. I'm reading a book at the moment. I'm not a very fast reader, I never have been, so I'm just gonna see where everything sort of takes me, and try and upload as much as I can in 2017. That's another part of my, I suppose this is like my New Year's resolutions or New Year's goals or whatever. I'm gonna learn to drive. I'm getting a tattoo fairly soon. I'm going to speak to the artist hopefully on Saturday. I think I'm going up to Luton. I was supposed to go up today, but she's not back until Friday, and my next day off is the weekend, so I'm going up on Saturday. I decided what I want. It's a nice little rose which I will probably have on my shoulder. It's my first tattoo and I've wanted one for like a long time, so I thought I would just kind of add it to my list of things that I want to do for the next year, on top of everything else. But yeah, I'm really, really excited. There's so many things I want to do, and I will get back to you on those later on. I'm going to try and read as much as I can, and yeah, I will hopefully try and put up more book reviews and more book tags, because I kind of stopped doing that because just things got so hectic towards the end of the year when I moved back home. I might just come out here and just do some more book reviews and tags here, because it's a nice place to just sort of be and talk and walk around, especially when it's nice and sunny like this. I'm standing in like the woodlandy bit there. That's the woods behind me. And I'm about to go and get some food and probably sit and write or outline some stuff. So yeah, it was really nice talking to you guys, and I will try and upload again fairly soon, as soon as I can. Hopefully sometime in the new year, maybe once I've done some more submissions or read the book, or because I'm reading a book called Stealing Snow at the minute. I found it in Waterstones and it's actually like really keeping me hooked, so I can't stop reading it at the minute. But like I said, I'm a slow reader. It takes me a while to get through books, but when I do, I really, really enjoy them, certain ones. So I will let you know how that goes. Bye guys.